Alright, let me try to set up my camera so I can talk to you real quick. Hold on. Alright, hopefully I could. Alright, I think that's good, right? Yeah, that's good. I wanted to come talk to y'all about something because I know y'all probably have heard by now about the little girl that got killed out here in Houston. Jocelyn, her name is Jocelyn Nungary or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, that's her name. I'll put it, somewhere out here, somewhere in the bottom somewhere. Her name, but she was killed a couple of weeks ago out here in Houston, and we went to the area where she was killed at and stuff, because y'all know, guys, y'all know I'm from Houston. Y'all know I have a big family out here in Houston. So anyways, y'all see that the little girl was killed, tragically killed, by two immigrants. And I hate to use that name, but I mean, I don't know how else to call them, but because they weren't from out here, they only been out here in Houston for 2 weeks, or no, I think a month, 2 weeks or a month, something like that. They're fresh out here in Houston. They're fresh meat, I guess you could say. So you would think they came out here. They came out here to do right, work and do right. Because honestly, a lot of people that do come out here, and don't get me wrong, I'm not against it. If they want to come out here and they want to have a better life and all that good stuff, that's good, Oh, baby. Oh, okay. But these guys, and they're young, okay? One was 26, if I'm not mistaken, and the other one was 21 or something like that. They're in their 20s. Let me break it down for y'all. It's not gonna be short, but I'll try to make it a little bit short because there's a lot of stuff to this case, right? So, and I'm bringing this up because I was just watching her memorial they had for her at Gallery Furniture here in Houston. If you're familiar with Mattress Mac, he's a real, I guess you could say, famous guy here in Houston. He has a big furniture store, and whenever there's disasters here in Houston, or like, Houston needs some type of help for some reason or whatever, disaster stuff like that, he always steps in, right? So he paid for her funeral, and he did like a celebration of life for her at Gallery Furniture, which is at his place, but he has a big store here in Houston, and he sells furniture and stuff like that. So he did he paid for the funeral and everything, and he is raising money and stuff right now for the family, and he's trying to like help the mom get out of the area they're at, because the area they're at is not a good area. And trust me, I know, guys, I have a lot of family that live all around Houston, like I said, and I've drove through that area before, and when I had saw it on the news where the little girl had got killed at, we seen it on the news and stuff, and I told my husband when he got off work, I'm like, let's go over there, with the kids and stuff, and let's go see, the spot, the area, because I've said a lot of times in my videos, guys, I talk to my kids and stuff, and we let them know about stranger danger, whatever, and me and my husband were talking to our kids about this case and what happened with the little girl and how she got killed, and because the little girl snuck out of her house. That's how it all happened, guys. All right, she snuck out of her house, and she went walking to a corner store. And let me tell you, I drove the route that she walked from her apartments to that store that she was at. She walked a while, and for her to even get to that main street, which is, I don't think it's Rankin, I don't know, but for her to get to that main street to go to that store that she was going to, she had to walk like to this street that was like really, really dark and like wooded area. I don't even know how she wasn't scared. I really don't even know. But she went to that corner store because she wanted to go get her something to drink. That's what she said. And well, that's not what she said. That's what they're saying, because they have her on the camera going to the store and what she got and stuff like that, even though they never shared that footage of what she got from the store, but she went to that store. They just shared the footage like of her in front of the store with those guys, because I guess when she came out of the store, she met up with those guys, or those guys were like walking by the store and they saw her. She came out of the store, so they stopped her to talk to her. I mean, I really don't know the whole depth when it comes into that. I don't know. I really don't know exactly what happened, but there was video of one of the guys and the little girl walking back to the store, and it's just a lot, right? So anyways, the two guys ended up taking her to the bayou, and this is the same route she had to walk, right, to go home. There was two ways to get to her apartment complex, right? There was two ways to get to her apartment complex in those guys' apartment complex, because I drove it. Like, we walked through there, like, and we're like, how in the heck did the little girl walk all this by herself? And those guys live, you know, near in that same little area. So, the guys asked her for instructions to get back to the apartment, and those guys were already drinking. They were at a bar before they even killed this girl. They were at a bar drinking down the street from right there. So they left that bar on foot, right, walking, and they went walking past that 7-Eleven, and that's when they seen Jocelyn, the little girl. And that's when they stopped her. They started talking to her and stuff like that. And then, you know, they start asking for directions, stuff like that. And the little girl took them. That's what everybody's thinking, right? Because this is what the guys are saying. But anyways, the guys end up killing her. I will remind them right now. Okay. Well, anyways, the guys end up killing her. They tied her up, took off her pants and stuff. They haven't got the results back if she was raped or anything like that, which I wouldn't be surprised, because why would her pants and everything be off? But they tied her up and everything. Well, they have video of the guys going under the bayou with the little girl, like walking down to the bayou, and they were under there for 2 hours. And then the guys come back up by themselves and not the little girl. And they have it on footage, because right across the street from there is a storage place. Like, trust me, I know this area. Like, we, you know. So, we were like, that storage place right there has to have cameras, you know. So that's how they seen those guys coming out of that bayou. Because it's right in front of the bayou. And so, they were under that bayou with her for 2 hours. God knows what they were doing to her for the whole 2 hours. But they found her with this lady early in the morning, because the little girl snuck out of her house between 10 and 12 o'clock at night, right? That's what the mom's assuming that it had to happen between those times, because the mom was saying she fell asleep around 10 o'clock. So she was like, you know, it had to happen between that time. So anyway, she said she had woke up early in the morning because she had to get up and go to work. And she said that she heard the little girl's cat crying and crying and crying. And she was like, why is the cat crying? Like, how come the cat's not in the room with Jocelyn? Like, you know, because that's how the cat was. Just like exactly how my cat is. And when I tell y'all, Prince is real close to Maya, and he cries when she leaves. Well, apparently this little girl's cat is like that too. And so she was like, why isn't Jocelyn opening the door for him? Or her. It was a girl cat. And then, to be exact. And then she went out the little girl's room. The little girl wasn't there. And so she was like, what the heck? And so this happened like around 5 something in the morning. It was going to be 6 o'clock in the morning, because she said she woke up because she had to go to work. So she said that she started looking around her whole apartment. She's like, where's Jocelyn? She said she went walking all around the apartment complex, like looking for her. She's like, I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I was like, let me check her location, because they have iPhones. So she went on that app, Find It app, and she saw that Jocelyn was at the bayou. And she was like, what the heck? So she said she went to the bayou, and when she got to the bayou, they already had it all taped up and stuff. And she started telling the cops and stuff, you know, I don't know if this is my daughter, but I pinned her phone, and she's not in my house, she's not home, and it pinned that she's right here at the bayou. And they were like, I'm sorry, ma'am, we can't say anything right now, you know, we'll let you know, you know. They asked the mom for all her information. They told her, give me information and all that, and give us an hour and we'll call you. If this is your daughter, we'll call you to come and identify her or whatever. I don't know how that process goes. So the mom said she had gave them her number, and she said that she went home because she was like, so what am I supposed to do? Just, you know, it's pinning, my daughter's right there. But she said she couldn't go down to the bayou or anything, like, you know, it was a crime scene. So she was like, imagine though, being a parent and having to go through something like that. Your child's phone is pinned at a certain spot, and you get there, and it's all wrapped up with tape. You know, like, you know, the yellow tape. You know, when somebody passes or whatever, or murdered, killed, or whatever. Imagine, and you cannot see if it's your child. So this mom was like, you got to be kidding me. So how can I find out? And they're like, you got to give us like an hour. We got to identify the little girl and all that, and we'll let you know. So the cops call her the cops call her an hour later and tell her to come down, you know, back to the crime scene and stuff. And, you know, they let her know that, yeah, it was her daughter. And she was like, what the heck, you know. So she started putting the whole little timeline together that she went to bed at around 10 o'clock. And she said the little girl must have snuck out between 10, 12 o'clock, you know, somewhere around there. I don't know why she's assuming that it happened between that time. I don't know if she woke up and the little girl was there, or, you know, I don't know. I don't know why she's assuming that. I don't know if she's assuming that she snuck out around that time, because when they found her body, she could already tell she already had been down there for a little bit. So the mom was like, well, she was out there all night, you know, in the bayou. So anyways, there was a lady that was passing by early in the morning, like around 6 o'clock in the morning. And she was dropping off her husband at work, and she was passing by the bayou, because she has to pass her there, right? Take her husband to work. And she said that she seen like something laying in the bayou. Like, I don't know if it was in the water or on the grass, because they're saying that her body was in the water, but it wasn't floating. It was just like lingering right there. All right, I had to pick up my phone. I'm not gonna lie, my back started hurting me, just limped over like that. So, and then they started saying that she was on the grass. I don't know exactly where. They're still investigating it. It just happened like probably going on 2 weeks now, probably. So I swear to God, I was not yawning not one time. I was not yawning not one time. And I cut on this camera and I started yawning. And I'm like, really? I have not been yawning. I just finished my hair. And a little bit of makeup. I don't know. I hate this baby hair right here. Anyways, I was watching the whole what's it called? This whole like little celebration thing they're doing for her, right? Here at Gallery Furniture here in Houston. And I was like, man, that's sad. Like, that little girl going through that. It was really, really sad. And seeing her mom, you know. And I came across a video with the little brother, because she has a little brother. She only has one little brother, and the little brother's like 7 or 8 years old. And the little brother's like leaning over the casket, crying and crying. I'm like, oh my God. I did not want to see that video. And I seen that video earlier this morning. It was like 5:30 this morning, and I was already sitting outside my patio crying. I was already watching videos, feeling sorry for myself. But, I mean, if you have a big heart and you see videos like that, you're going to cry. I could see a video of an animal that's hurt or something, or abandoned animal or something, I'm going to cry. That's just how I am, you know. And speaking of that, today on TikTok when I woke up, I kept on coming across nothing but videos of animals that were abandoned that they found in the street, and they were all skinny, and they show the whole process from when they found them and where they're at now, like how healthy they are and stuff now. But still, it was just so sad. I'm like, why in the heck am I coming across these videos? I'm like, that's how you know our phones listen to us, because I came across these videos this morning on TikTok, and I was crying, and now I'm coming across these videos on YouTube, and now they're just popping up everywhere. I'm like, what the heck? And I was like, God, please, I don't want to cry. Like, I don't want to be crying, because I don't like that. Like, it gives me a headache, but I cry when I see stuff like that. So when I came across the little brother video, I was like, oh my God, that's so sad. And they had like a big celebration for her here in Houston. And we went that day. They had a prayer and stuff for her over at the spot that she was killed. We went that day. And we saw everybody setting up and stuff, the news people and all that. And we were just like, dang, man, it's crazy. And like I said, we drove the whole little route that she would have walked from, you know, from her place to the store. And we were like, dang, man, she walked a while. You know, not a while, but she walked a distance to get to the store. So, you know, I'm always talking to my girls. I'm always telling my girls, and even my boys, because this kind of stuff happens to boys too. I just came across a video where this happened to a little boy and a little girl over in New York with the immigrant too. And like I said, I know immigrant sounds ugly. I know probably I shouldn't be using that term in that way, but that's what they are. They're not from out here. And it sucks that they come out here and we're like helping them and we're paying taxes and all this to help them, and they're coming out here doing this kind of stuff to our kids. Like, it's just not right. And I feel some type of way because my neighbors are from, man, where are these people from? I was gonna say Ecuador. I'm not sure. I'll put the name somewhere around right here. So that's where they're from. And I'm not trying to say they're all like that. I'm not trying to say that all these people that are coming from this little país, little country, or whatever, I'm not trying to say they're bad people. All right? But I've seen enough. Like, not for nothing. When I was living at my other apartment, the office manager that was living here, excuse me, I'm full because I just had lunch. The other office manager that was working here, she would lease these apartments out to anybody, and there was like 35 people in one apartment, and they were all from that same little town, that same little country or whatever. That's, you know, we have. Okay, answer it. The main man knocking. Okay, answer it. No, baby, not you, baby. Let daddy answer it. The maintenance man's knocking because he's coming to fix something. Okay, hold on. All right. The maintenance man's in here. So anyways, there is a lot of people that live in the apartment next to me too. Well, not right next to me, but right here in my same little section. No, I don't want to say exactly where or whatever, but oh my god, that cut hurts me. And there's a little girl that lives around here, and she goes to the same school as my little daughter. She's in elementary still, and this little girl has a body on her already. And this little girl always has like little bitty clothes on and stuff. Well, anyways, these guys that live next door to me are like always lusting over this little girl. When I tell you, these guys, and they're older guys, and I'm saying because they're all from the same little country that these guys were from, the ones that killed this little girl. And these guys are so sickening. Let me tell you, the other day, me and my husband looking out the window, and we see this little girl downstairs, and we're watching her, and she's like looking upstairs towards the apartment where them guys were sitting outside and stuff, and them guys were like all lusting over her, and I was so disgusted. My husband was so disgusted. My husband wanted to go out there so bad, and he wanted to say something so bad, but I was like, no. And we seen that like a day or two after that little girl had got killed, right? So you know, we already been really, really hard on our kids about our kids. Our kids are not allowed to walk around. They're not allowed to just walk out the door and go walk around and go, like, I don't care what nobody says. My kid's not allowed to do that. Like, no. My girls don't go outside at all unless we're all going out together or I'm going out with them or something like that, because we don't just let them go out. They're not spending night in nobody's house. That's just how we are. And we were watching the other day. Oh, there's my little baby. I did the mama baby. Put my baby in the camera. Look at my little baby. That's my little fur baby. He's spoiled. So, we had to have a talk with my daughters, and we had to tell them, you know, don't be talking to nobody you don't know, because we noticed that these guys are like lusting over little bitty girls. And like I said, guys, these guys are older guys. They're like in their 20s, gonna be 30s, like older guys. And I had to stop my husband the other day because he was like, man, I'm about to go out there and I'm about to tell that guy, like, do you know how old this little girl is? Like, and I was like, no. And I was like, no, babe, it's none of our business. That little girl's mom clearly sees that what she's walking out with. So, man, what was I saying? I got sidetracked what I was saying. Oh, so anyways, I had to stop my husband. I told my husband, you're not going to go out there and say nothing, because this little girl's mom and them clearly see that what she's walking out with. They don't care. The grandma comes out here and checks on her, or walks by here and the little girl's outside. They see that she's out there a little bit, like, I don't know if that's just how the culture is and they don't find anything wrong with it, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But you know, everybody raises their kids how they want to raise them and lets them dress or whatever, however they want to do, right? But I know mine ain't gonna do certain things. But my husband was like, well, fine then. Whenever I see her stepdad, the stepdad don't even live right there with her. The stepdad is married in a whole nother marriage. And how I know this, because when I lived on the other side of the apartments, I will see the little girl's mom, and the little girl's boyfriend, which he's not even a boyfriend because he doesn't live right there. He lives across the street in the other apartment complex with his whole other family. And he comes over here to come sleep with this lady, which is that little girl's mom. I mean, I don't want to tell their business, but I'm just saying. And they're Puerto Ricans or something. I'm not really sure exactly what they are, but I think they're Puerto Ricans. But I told my husband, because my husband was like, when I see the stepdad, I'm gonna tell him, you know, what's going on with the little girl. You know, that's our problem these days, that nobody speaks up. When we see something, we don't speak up because we don't want to get nobody's business or whatever. I'm on my love. I swear my cats are just up my butt. That's my other cat, Ginger. Rocky's laying right here. Look, you think I'm lying? Look, he's bathing the baby right there, and then we got this one right here. Where is he at? Look. I'm on my cat. You think I'm lying? If it's not my cats up my butt, it's my kids. Like, I'm not even kidding. My cats are like babies, like for real. They want to be with me all the time, around me all the time. So I told my husband, I'm like, no, don't tell the stepdad anything. Like, he's in a whole nother marriage across the street. He don't even live with that. He don't even live with the mom. Like, he doesn't care about that little girl. That's not his little girl. You can care. You can tell he doesn't care. Neither the mom though doesn't even care. But I can't say they don't care. I just don't know if this is how they work and they let their kids dress however, or I don't know. But I was like, no, don't say nothing. It's none of our business. And he was like, man, that's just bullshit. You know, somebody needs to put this, you know, to a stop, because I don't understand why all these guys are like that. And I'm saying because when we lived on the other side, at the other apartment, there was a lot of guys in that apartment too, and they were all like that too. The youngest girls, I'm not even lying to you, these girls 10, 11, 12 years old, and these guys are lusting over them. Like, so I can imagine how these other two guys were lusting over Jocelyn, because she was a pretty little girl. I think she was 13 or 12 years old. No, she was 12. She was 12. Yeah, she was 12. I remember her mom saying in the interview that she's always gonna be 12. She's forever gonna be 12. She's what did her mom say? She's never gonna get older than 12. She's always gonna be 12, something like that. I'm like, oh my god, that's so sad. It kind of puts a knot in my throat, because I can't even imagine what happens to my kids. My son had went to Austin last week, and he was in Austin all weekend with his friends. And when I tell you, I text him and I was like, where are you at? Okay, gracias.
De nada, el lunes le vamos a venir a pintar aquí, porque según mañana viene el rufero a reparar arriba.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, está bien.
El lunes por la mañana.
Okay.
Bueno, pase buenas tardes.
Ajá, gracias. What was I saying? Because I've always told my kids, especially my oldest son, because, you know, he's our only oldest one out of all of our kids. He's 19 already. And then we have, the youngest one is 12. You know, I have a 12-year-old. I can't imagine losing my 12-year-old right now in a horrible way, like the way this lady lost her daughter. I'm sorry. It puts a knot in my throat. Because that little girl kind of reminds me of my daughter, Maya, my oldest daughter. That's 12, because Maya has her bangs like that, her hair like that. Things like a style that's in right now. And I don't want to scare my kids into life and make them be scared of everybody, but I do always tell my kids, don't you trust just anybody. Don't you sorry, I'm getting cold. Don't you just go in anybody's car, anybody's house, because you can't trust nobody. Like, and it's so serious that Maya's scared to even go out to the truck. And this is way before this happened to this little girl, but now this happens to this little girl, she's way more scared. But she's like, can you put a camera by my window? Like, she's like freaking out, And even though she already has a camera right there by her window, her dad put one right there when we first moved over here. But I'm sorry, I have to hold it with this hand, all right? Because this hand's trying to hurt me. Don't fall asleep. And I was like, man, I don't want to scare my kids, but I do need my kids to know that these guys, these people, these sick ass people out here in this world, they would sit there, like I'm saying, that little girl Jocelyn, I'm sure she probably didn't even know that it was going to be her last day. I'm sure she probably stuck out a lot of different times, and she didn't know this day was going to be the day that she passed, that she was going to get killed. And part of these guys were sweet talking to her and stuff, and she fell for it, so I bring it up to my kids all the time, like, don't trust nobody. I even tell my oldest son, that's what I'm saying, my oldest son, he goes out all the time now, right, because he's older now, he has a car and all that. The other day, I mean, I know might sound messed up, but it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. I have my son's location on my phone. I could see through an app, and it says Find It. It's an app called Find It. And when he goes out and stuff, I get on there. He doesn't know that I watch him, but I don't want him to think like, dang, my mom don't trust me. She should just be like on top of me, watch my every move, which I do, but it's like, he don't gotta know that. I just want to make sure he's okay, because I've seen I don't know if it's just me, I'm going crazy, but I've seen so many stories, and I've seen so many documentaries and all kind of stuff where these kids are getting killed by their own friends in college, and they're going to these college parties and they're getting killed and drugged up, and like these young girls are freaking getting molested by their own family, by their friends' dads and stuff, like, because parents, there's a lot of parents out here that allow their girls to go spend night at people's houses and stuff, and that's fine, that's y'all, but me, never. It's not gonna happen until my kids get old enough. And I'm not saying that Maya isn't old enough and Angel isn't old enough. Angel, there's no way he'll go anywhere anytime soon, because if he's on medication and all that. Well, he don't take no more medication. I'm kind of like taking him off of that, because I don't want to give it to him no more, because I don't like the after effects and stuff, and I think he's doing good without it. And it's just ADHD, but I mean, that's a whole other story. I kind of felt like I was kind of forced to put him on medication when he was just a regular kid in school. But anyways, I have that app on my phone, Find It, right? And I text my son to see if he was gonna be honest with me and tell me where he was at. And I said, where are you at? And he was like, out in the club. He always says that, but he's just being funny. And I was like, where are you at, Wiggy? Because I seen on Find It, I seen that it said it was pinned in Austin. I'm like, the fuck is he doing in Austin? I started like freaking out, when I tell you I was freaking out, this already happened this past weekend. And I've already been freaked out ever since what happened to the little girl. I'm already like, damn, man, I was supposed to put my girls in a summer camp this year, and they were supposed to start last week, the week that Jocelyn got killed. They were supposed to start, and we went and did a little field trip and stuff, and then my husband went by himself to go do a little field trip at the school, because it's a whole nother campus. And they showed him the classroom that Maya will be in, the classroom Angelique will be in, and what they're going to be doing and stuff. Well, anyways, the classroom that Maya is in, it's 12-year-olds all the way to 16-year-olds. And their dad was like, did you see those 16-year-olds? They look like freaking football players. Like, no, my daughter's not going to that. And I'm like, I mean, I understand him, because it kind of makes me scared too. So I'm like, oh, we start thinking crazy stuff. And there's a lot of, how should I say it? Because I hate to say immigrants, because that sounds like an ugly word. But that's what they are, though, right? I mean, I don't know. But there's a lot of the immigrant little kids in there. And my husband was like, no, nah. I'm like, no. I'd rather pay your cousin to come over and to stay with them until you get off of work, or you take them to work with you when you can, or I'd rather do that. I'd rather spend extra money to pay somebody to just come sit right in the living room until we get home, because they ain't got nothing for them. They can do everything by themselves, But he's like, and I think that happens to that little girl just made both of our nerves bad, and we were just like, no, we're not, no. So anyways, I keep on getting off topic, but I told my son, when he admitted to me that he was in Austin, I was like, what are you doing over there? He was like, I came with my friends, Mom. We're all friends from college and all that. We're all out here, and I'm gonna be out here until Sunday, and that was on a Friday when he left. And he came home and took a bath and stuff, but I didn't know like where he was going because usually he'll come home, take a bath and all that, and he'll go to my nephew's house because I don't know if I mentioned, but one of my nephews, my oldest nephew, matter of fact, he's my oldest pumpkin pie. I call him my nephew's pumpkin pies. Okay, so if you ever see me post a picture or mention my videos, my pumpkin pies, always know those are my nephews because they're the only ones that I call my pumpkin pies. My 20-year-old nephew, I still call him pumpkin pie. Okay. And he likes it. He doesn't care. So, usually my son will come home and take a bath, and he'll go to my pumpkin's house, to my pumpkin's apartment, because my pumpkin just got an apartment, and like 2 lights down for me. So he'll go over there, or either my pumpkins will come over here, come eat and stuff. Like I'll invite them to come over, or whatever, and then from here they'll leave and they'll go like on movie dates and stuff, like just him and my pumpkins, like my nephews, Because since now my oldest nephew's living out here, my other nephews come out here, and then, I'll be seeing all of them, my oldest ones. Because I always see my small ones, because, they still hang around my sister. But the oldest ones, when your kids get old enough, they don't want to hang around with you no more, So that's the way it is, my oldest nephews. I see them at parties and stuff like that. But if I just go meet up with my sister or something like that, they're not going to be with her, because they're just like, no. We'd rather go with our friends. Speaking of that, tomorrow I'm going to see my oldest sister. Tomorrow I'm going to see my sister with my youngest nephews because we're all going to the movies tomorrow. Me and my sister, her sister-in-law, my sister's best friend, and, we're all taking our small kids, our youngest kids. We're all going to take them to the movie and grill or something like that. But, so yeah, I see my youngest nephews all the time, But anyways, I thought he was taking a bath and he was going to my nephews, but no, girl, guys, people that are watching me. He freaking left. He took off to Austin. He left me and took off to Austin. So when I tell you I didn't sleep that whole night on Friday, I was literally looking at his location. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I literally followed his location until I saw him drive into our apartments. Y'all might be like, Jackie, you're losing your head. But I was like, no. And then when I had looked up his location Saturday morning, it had showed that he was at a lake. The first thing I thought about, I'm like, that's it. They killed my son and threw him in a lake. I started thinking crazy. And I don't like thinking like that. It stresses me out so bad. And I started calling him. He wasn't answering. I'm like, and I didn't want to tell my husband anything. So I'm like, my husband already tells me, like, Jackie, relax. You let your nerves get bad. Just relax. Just everything's all right. Just relax. When I tell you, when I looked at his location and said that he was in the lake, and I tried calling him, he didn't answer. I was like, how I told you that I felt like I was gonna have to go identify my husband's body when I thought that somebody hit him on the motorcycle? Okay, I felt the same way with my son. I was like, that's it. I'm gonna have to drive to Austin and identify my son's body. And I know I shouldn't be thinking like that, but stuff like this really, really does happen. I need my kids to know. I need to know who you're with, because I always tell my oldest son this. So let me know who you're with and where you're at. You ain't gotta let me know exactly where you're at. You ain't gotta share your location with me, even though I already have it. But who are you with? Because if anything ever happens, and he's even told me, like, Mom, you're losing your head. Because I literally told him. When he was on Friday, when he told me he was in Austin, I said, Dede, well, can you share your location with me? But this through another app. But he don't know that I have he don't know I can see him already. He don't know that I can see him. And I know it might be sneaky. I might be like, this mom, she's losing her mind. But I'm just comfortable when I know where my child is at. I don't care if he's 19. I need to know where my child's at. Period. And I told him, if you don't want to share your location with me, you want your own personal space. I did come at him, right? I did come at him, because I don't want to make it feel like I don't trust him, and I'm going to just be on his back and where you at every time, because I can already see where he's at on my Find It thing, But I'm like, I need to know who you're with and stuff like that, So anyways, I'm like, if you don't want to share your location with me through that app, at least share it with one of the pumpkins. So God forbid anything will happen with you, because Dede knows. My oldest son, he knows. I've always talked to him about this kind of stuff. Be careful who you hang around with. I need to know who you're with, because God forbid anything happens, I need to know who I have to run after, who I have to go straight to. I need to know. And he's always telling me, like, Mom. Even my husband tells me, like. So anyways, when I looked at his location, I saw that he was in the lake. I was like, oh. When I tell you my heart dropped, I was like, oh my God. So I was so stressed out into the day he got home. I'm telling you, I'm watching him on that app while he's coming down the freeway. I'm looking at him. I couldn't concentrate all day. I'm cooking and I'm looking on the app like, okay, he's getting closer. All right, he's an hour and a half closer. All right, like, I'm not lying. And the other day, my husband was like, Jackie, you're gonna like go crazy. How you be thinking? Like, you drive yourself insane. I was like, I know. And I don't want to be scared of the world. I don't want to be scared of the world. I don't want to have my kids scared. But this is like reality. This is what we're living right now. And there's like a lot of that going on right now where these young girls are getting abducted. They're getting killed. They're getting trafficked. They're getting trafficked. Trafficked, right? If I'm saying that right? Getting shipped off to other states to be trafficked. You know, so it's just like prostituted or whatever, however you want to call it. And it scares me. It scares me. And I need my children to know how important it is to at least tell me something. Let me know who you're with. I got to know. Like I said, we're just going through that right now with my oldest son. Because my other kids, like I said, they don't go stay nowhere. None of that. We go see family. I'm taking them. We're all going together. And we're all coming back together. You're not staying. And I'm not saying it's because I don't trust my family. No. I just don't feel comfortable leaving my kids anywhere. I won't be able to sleep, honestly. For example, like the other day, my sister called me and said she wanted to take Angel with her. And I was going to let her. I'll let my sister. But thank God that he got in trouble the day before that he was going to go with my sister. He couldn't go after all. His dad said no, he couldn't go with my sister. I was like, thank God. I'm like, because I was already so stressed out. Because she was taking him to the beach. And I was like, what about he drowns in that freaking water? Because, God, I've said a lot of times in my videos, Angel, my youngest son, he can't stay still. He's everywhere. We still have child lock on our truck because that kid cannot stay still in the car. He's just like moving, and you know, he's just that's just the way he is. He reminds me a lot of me growing up. My mom said I was the same way, and that's why we never left him anywhere, because we've always been worried about him. Like, he'll wander off. He will legit wander off, and you won't even realize it. And so yeah, you know, my kids know they're not allowed to stay anywhere. And I told my oldest son when he came back from out there, because when he got home, he went to the shower, and when he got out, he was asking me if I knew of something he could put on his body, because he had a bad sunburn because they were at the lake, and out there in Austin. And I was telling him, I said, Wiggy, you know, I didn't want you to think that I don't trust you or anything, because he don't know. Like I said, he don't know I follow him on the app. You know, he don't know. I know it might sound weird. I know it sounds weird, but I don't want my son to think that I don't trust him, or I'm just like being up his ass, like, you know, because I have a really good kid. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. I'm just feel comfortable watching him and having his location, just in case something happens. Something happens, I need to know. Look how that little girl found. Look how that little girl. Look how that mom found that little girl from that fucking app. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that. No. So, y'all take care of your kids. Y'all take care of your kids, guys. I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired. Y'all take care of y'all's kids. Watch out for y'all's kids. And be careful who you take around your kids. And talk to y'all's kids and tell y'all's kids. This sneaking out and all that is not gonna, it's not good. It's not good. Like I said, I think that girl has sneaked out way before this day. I think she sneaked out a lot of times before this day, and she didn't know that this was gonna happen to her. She probably got away with it, and I'm sure this little girl didn't know she was gonna get killed today. Not today, but you know what I'm talking about. She was gonna get killed that day. But it's really, really sad, and it's unfortunate that I had to be this really, really beautiful little young girl. So yeah, I have neighbors that are being very, very inappropriate. So what would y'all do? Would y'all say something? Let me know down in the comment section.